Do that first. Okay. All right. Well, relationships between services are critical for the growth of our community. These four individuals that I have with me today represent the very most important agencies that push our area forward in many ways. But when they get together, the growth of our community is limitless. So welcome to this edition of Meeting with Extraordinary Minds, our community, helping our community through relationships, technology, and school resources. I'm Stephanie Bohart, the Director of Business Success for Revolution Mortgage, and with me today I have EIleen Patonay, the Regional Workforce Advisor for the South Carolina Department of Commerce. She serves the Waccamaw region, which is Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg counties. Hey, EIleen, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, thank you.
I have Rusty Gaskins, the Business Services Manager for the Waccamaw Regional Council of Governments, serving the same counties. Hey, Rusty.
Thanks for having me today.
And then I have Sandy Davis, the President and CEO for the Myrtle Beach Regional Economic Development Corp. Sandy, how are you?
Good morning, great to be here, thank you.
And we have Private William West Courtney, who's the Senior Cadet in the Alpha Company attending the Citadel. Hey, Wes, how are you?
Hey, how are y'all? Thank you for having me.
Well, I know you all are super busy and some of the work that you're doing is so important. So I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today and kind of share what you have going on. But I have been lucky enough to be friends with all of you for a while, and I still get a little confused on exactly what your agencies do and all the amazing things that you can do for our community. So I'm actually going to ask you if you would just kind of give me an overview of what you do and how your agency helps our community. So EIleen, I'm going to ask you to go first.
Good morning. Thank you, Stephanie. Hey, everybody. I'm a regional workforce advisor with the South Carolina Department of Commerce. The South Carolina Department of Commerce is essentially the arm of an agency that promotes economic development, job growth, sustaining our current employers. My responsibility as one of 12 regional workforce advisors is connecting education and industry, whether it be kindergarten through grade 12, college, unemployed, underemployed, existing employees looking for training to up their skills, sustaining our current employers, as well as helping folks like Sandy bring in new opportunities, and just ensuring that we have a vibrant workforce pipeline. And you know, Stephanie, with having young children, that begins pretty early on, making them aware of careers and preparing them with math, science, and all the skills that they'll need.
Yeah, for sure. Rusty, you want to go ahead and kind of talk about what the Waccamaw Regional Council of Governments does?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Stephanie. Yeah, the Waccamaw Regional Council of Governments, most of us refer to it as the COG. So if you ever hear the term COG, you'll know what I'm talking about. We are sort of a quasi-governmental agency. We are local government centered out of Georgetown. And we do a lot of different things you would never imagine people even did probably, but we have a planning department. So we have a department that's dedicated to assisting local municipalities as far as planning for the future. Maybe it's road infrastructure, or maybe it's installing a new intersection or traffic lights. So we have that department. We also have workforce and economic development departments, which is what I'm a part of. And with that, we have something called the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. This is a federal workforce program. And in this region, the COG is the entity that runs the program. Our counties are the same ones that EIleen services, which is Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg counties. And with that, we are here to help people. We're here to build a workforce, essentially. We want to make sure that our local industries have a ready and willing group of people to choose from. So that may mean sending them to school for training, in which case we can pay for tuition for up to 2 years. So we have a really good relationship with our technical colleges and some of the short-term trainings out there. And then we also offer grant assistance to businesses. So we work with them a lot. We can offer on-the-job training programs for them, paid internship programs for them. We also offer training grants so they can train their existing workforce. Maybe they get new machinery that they need to train their team on. That's hard to find the money for that sometimes, right? So they can come to us, and at times we have money to actually help them with it. We also have an aging and disability department, which focuses on our elderly population, of course, those with disabilities. And their focus is just making sure they understand health care, understand their rights. We have folks that go into nursing homes and retirement homes to make sure that patients are being treated well. And we even help people with getting to doctor's appointments. So we have some transportation folks that go out and volunteer their time to take people to appointments. So it's a lot of different things.
Yeah, for sure. Probably half of that I had no idea about. So thank you for sharing. Sandy, can you talk about the Myrtle Beach Regional Economic Development Group?
Yes. So most importantly, at the Myrtle Beach Regional Economic Development, we would like to support our existing industry. So we spend a lot of time checking in with all of our existing industry to see how we can assist them in growing, working very closely with EIleen and Rusty and their programs that they offer to be able to do this. And of course, our second arm is to recruit new industry to our area, which I feel has been very important during COVID-19 to show that we have a lot of manufacturing that we'll talk about today that has been very successful, and this has not closed their doors. And that is one of the things that we have talked about for a long time, is trying to diversify in case something was to ever happen and we didn't have our hospitality side. So I look forward to talking to you about it today. We're also a private organization and public-private. We're 501c6, and we have our membership, which is our partners, who also help to make this possible, along with Horry County and all of our municipalities.
Fantastic. And then Wes, we've all heard of the Citadel, but will you kind of touch on kind of what the Citadel is and kind of how it's different than other universities?
Okay, yeah. So I'm a senior at the Citadel Military College of South Carolina. Citadel is a military college in one of the 5 in the nation, and we really focus on the core values of honor, duty, and respect. And they're very big on helping out our local communities. I'm currently about to graduate from the Baker School of Business, and over the past year, I've been involved in a business innovation lab taught by Dr. James Bestian that got me pretty well versed in 3D scanning, 3D printing, CNC drilling, virtual reality, and coding. So we're using those tools that we've learned over the past year to help in our time of need.
That's great. All right, so now that we know a little bit about all of you and what you guys do and what your communities stand for, I wanted to start with you, Sandy, because the community has been really focused on hospitality and kind of how it's affecting it, but we wanted to find out how other industries are doing. And since you represent a lot of other industries, like manufacturing and industries that have come to our area, how has the coronavirus been affecting them? And then how is it affecting the Myrtle Beach Regional Economic Development Group?
From what we're hearing from our existing industry, they all have been very supportive, and they actually ask us when we contact them, how can we help you all? We're doing fine. Most of all of their production is still going on. They have had to make a few adjustments on how many people they have in the facility at a time, so they've kind of switched around their hours. Of course, they are allowing the employees who have young children or who have sick family members, they are allowing them to stay home. Everyone's working around their schedules, but I have not had anyone tell me that they have stopped production in Horry County. And I have actually had one company who reached out to me. I think Rusty and I discussed this week. La DC Enterprises told me this week that their production has actually picked up just because of their online ordering. So we are very excited to hear that from all of our companies.
You want to share what they do, Sandy?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to share what La DC does?
La DC is a smoking pipe factory. They sell pipes and also tobacco, cigars, and they are actually 70% of all cigars sold. So we are very excited to have them in Horry County. We have worked 2 expansions with them besides their relocation. So they've been very successful here in Horry County. and they're doing the same. A lot of office staff we hear are working from home. And of course, everyone is applying for SBA grants, and we've been very busy with that. But overall, we are working with them to help other partners, which I feel is very important. Some of the things that we have had to get creative with to support other companies as far as the hospitality industry and even some of our distribution centers. It has really been successful, and to have our manufacturing step up and manufacture things for healthcare partners that they have never been a part of before. I just feel like it's really been a community, a team, and I'm very proud to be a part of Team Horry.
Yeah, I mean, if they can switch and produce new things to help our community or keep going and growing, I mean, I love to hear that, you know, it's not all of our industries here in our area are hurting, so we know that we'll be able to bounce back just that much quicker. Rusty, how is your agency responding to the pandemic?
Yeah, so it's been pretty interesting. You know, just before the pandemic, we were actually meeting with healthcare executives from the entire greater PD region. So it's about 13 counties, and we had really just kind of pulled it together. So we had a couple meetings over the past 6 months, and we're gaining some momentum when this thing hit. So one of the first things that we wanted to do was reach out and see how our healthcare community was doing. You know, what did they need? Did they need workers at the time? Did we need to implement any type of specific training? That sort of thing. We were pleased at the time to hear that they didn't really need a whole lot as far as training, but we did get some information regarding supplies and PPE, which is important to have. And Wes, of course, will hopefully talk a little bit more about that. Other than that, we've been talking with our existing businesses that we work with. A lot have been calling in with questions. One of the things I failed to mention, we do run the SC Work Centers, which are employment centers in the state. Most people look at that as the unemployment agency, but it's different. It's not the same thing. But we still get a lot of those phone calls. So the staff in the centers are getting thousands of calls a week with questions regarding how to apply for unemployment, and we have businesses that are filing for their employees. We currently in our region have between 35 and 40,000 people out of work. The majority of those being in Horry County, and I would say the majority of those individuals are in the hospitality and tourism industry, which is why, you know, working with Sandy and economic development, why it's so important for us to diversify the economy and have more manufacturing and other businesses out there. But essentially, we're trying to answer questions as best we can. We're trying to respond to businesses. We do have some businesses that are still hiring. Actually, a lot are still hiring. And so we're trying to assist them. At the same time, we have students who are currently enrolled in school, and we're still trying to get them registered for summer, get their books and all the supplies while we're in fact are working from home or in an office that's closed to the public. So that's been a little interesting. And we're also planning for the future. So and of course, you know, the governor did his announcement yesterday to kind of lift some restrictions. So we're trying to plan how we're going to get out of this. What's the next step? So we're looking at possible pop-up shops, I guess, in the future, where we can go to the people in their communities so that we can be there to help them, whether it means finding a job immediately, or if they indeed need to go back to school, providing that opportunity for them.
That's great. Well, I know, EIleen, you work a lot with our academics and kind of growing and pushing some initiatives. Talk to me about how and what initiatives you guys have been doing through this pandemic to kind of keep us moving along.
Well, once this hit and we all mobilized to response and to meet the need, a few of you on the panel have children that are now being homeschooled. And we knew we needed to respond to help our teachers transition to teaching students while they're home. And really importantly, our parents need resources, as well as a lot of our nonprofits are jumping in, which is typical South Carolina strong and community. We respond and we help each other. So I do have a resource guide that Commerce published that shows parents and educators, and I think we're going to share that, correct, Stephanie?
Yeah, I'll make sure we have a link
What's
to it.
so encouraging is as we're gathering these resources, more and more South Carolinians are responding, whether it's our Rotarians doing career talks. Boeing, South Carolina came up with a very quickly responded with a website called Future You that includes lots of ready-to-go STEM activities for students K through 12. That even links to some virtual field trips at the Johnson Space Center. We've also got lots of online lesson plans. Our partners locally from Santee Cooper have been doing online experiments, and I've watched a few and I learned things from them, you know, how to jump away from a downed power line. And now they're taking it even further with lesson plans, like lessons in a box type thing for teachers to upload and use for students. And they must have a good 20 more lessons that they're rolling out. So I encourage parents to check this out, educators, all the resources, and we're constantly updating these. And also a quick reminder is that Khan Academy. Sandy, when you're trying to help Braxton with his math homework, Khan Academy will definitely help you out. So plenty of resources at your fingertips. Another activity that would be fun, we all know that the census is important to South Carolina for money, for representation, and there's lessons that even you could do with your little girl, Stephanie, on how to fill out the census, who lives in our house, and make filling out the census a family activity, as well as it's patriotic. You know, we heard Wes talk about how important that was. And it's not just about the STEM and the academics, it's teaching our children to be compassionate, to be good community members. And that's why we've even got resources with microburst learning on what we call the soft skills, something Rusty and I hear constantly that we need to work on. So there's opportunities to use that. Even our own Pittsburgh Institute for Aeronautics has gotten guidance from the FAA to provide up to 50 hours of theory on their classwork. So everyone has just been very, very accommodating, resilient, and it's who we are to be SC strong. I did want to mention that I mentioned the Boeing lessons. Every year, Boeing South Carolina for the past 4 years has done a STEM signing day. And it's based on the theory that we all have signing days, who's playing baseball, football, basketball. Well, you see our growing economic development that Sandy's providing here and the jobs that are needed. West is a good poster child for why STEM education is so important. They got together with other partners through Tallo, which is a platform that our students can showcase their talents on, Talent Locator, and they do a STEM signing day at the Capitol. Well, this year we can't have all of our students from 46 counties come to the Capitol and sign on pledging it, so they're doing an online version, and there'll be an online, this is a save the date for STEM signing day this Thursday at 10:30. So I encourage everyone to jump online. Tallo is also a good activity for your high school students. And as we talk about that, I just want to say what a testimony that West is and how fun it is that he ended up connecting with us, because he is a product of Horry County Schools, Conway High School. He went into a business career, but he's focused around STEM. He's resourceful, he's resilient. And I just think this is such a perfect segue, Wes, to talk to us about what you're doing with 3D printers, how you're meeting the needs, and where do you go from here?
Absolutely. So what we've been doing at the Citadel is MUSC asked my innovation professor, Dr. Bestian, to help mass produce a new design for the N95 hospital mask, because there's a real need for that right now. The supply chains are down and no one can get any. So when I heard from him what this initiative he was trying to start, I started making some phone calls and was able to get connected with Coastal Carolina, University, and also EIleen with the Department of Commerce, and to really get the institutions in South Carolina and the school districts in South Carolina to start helping to print out these masks to take to our local hospital systems. As of yesterday, we have printed over 200 masks for MUSC, and right now I'm trying to start up a new assembly and distribution center in Myrtle's Inlet so we can start helping out the Horry County area. We're still looking for more school districts with 3D printers to help out and more colleges to help out. But as of 2 weeks ago, the entirety of South Carolina's Commission of Higher Education had agreed to help in some aspect this personal protection equipment for the hospital systems. So,
and are you also partnering with Coastal Carolina University?
Yes, ma'am. That's how it all kind of got started. When I heard about this, I got in touch with Will Turner, who's on the board with Coastal, and he got me in touch with President DeCenzo, and President DeCenzo was thrilled to start using their 3D printers in libraries to start printing out these masks. And after we got the collaboration between the Citadel and Coastal Carolina going, both universities made the call to the Commission of Higher Education to get this turned into a statewide initiative.
That is amazing. I mean, and you think about it, that's like one phone call, 2 phone calls from you to be able to get that ball rolling. And you can see how those relationships just keep rolling out. Now, I'm a little removed, but EIleen, you know, the high schools in our, like, do they all have 3D printers as well? Like, is that something that they can start, you know, kind of teaching their kids, you know, kind of growing through that?
So they do have 3D printers. As you know, the schools are closed down right now. Georgetown County Schools has one at Carver's Bay, and they've agreed to let West utilize that one. And we've reached out to Orange County Schools.
Okay. So we're just going to keep, maybe someone listening to this can help us kind of grow through that, which is great.
So, and what's important, Sandy did find industry support, but Wes, do you want to explain why we need schools to participate?
So we have a waiver from MUSC. This is a prototype product and is in the final stages of FDA approval, but we don't have that approval yet. So the waiver that we have with these masks when designed is this is a purely non-profit donations. No one can make a profit on these masks because they're an open source document given to the public by MUSC for anyone to use. So so businesses can't turn a profit on printing out these masks. We'd love any support that anyone could give us. In fact, if anyone has the means and is willing to help, our website is Mask Impact, MASK impact.com. And if you log on to that and register, you can download all the files you would need to print out the 3D printed mask yourself, and it gives you locations that you can mail those parts in. And there's an instruction guide also on there. We actually, after an interview with Dr. Bestian in San Francisco, about 5 school districts in California have picked up our design. They're currently trying to print that out, and a couple in North Carolina.
So you're just going, you know, you just alley-oop right to nationwide, and that's phenomenal right here from Horry County. I love that. I mean,
I know.
Fixing a need across our entire country, and it's phenomenal. So, you know, cheers to you, Wes. I, you know, really applaud you for your efforts and, you know, resilience and trying to just kind of push through and try to get this going.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that's exciting. I mean, and I love looking towards the future and how we're going to kind of get to the next place. You know, this is going to end and we're going to grow and we're going to be stronger like we always do. So Rusty, can you kind of talk a little bit about workforce innovation and the Opportunity Act and how that's kind of growing and how we're going to start training and getting through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, we have funding in place, and of course, with COVID-19 out there, we are expecting more money to come down the pipeline. So our number one goal is to get someone who was unemployed back to work as soon as possible. I know there are a lot of companies out there who will be able to rebound and bring their employees back on, but there's also a lot who will not be able to recover from this. And those are the folks that we want to focus on. We want to find them. So if you're not, if you're in a situation like that, then you definitely want to connect with us because we will have funding in place to help you out, and that could be through on-the-job training opportunities or internships or training. We have about 70 courses of training. Perhaps it's someone who's interested in going into the medical field. Nursing is a program that we pay for. So things like that you want to think about. Maybe you want to go into manufacturing. As we work with Sandy a lot. I'm always trying to find people for that workforce, and they're hard to come by. So definitely get in touch with us and see what options are out there, because we would love to put you back to work and help you. And of course, we are planning to do the pop-up shop so that we can get to the people quicker, get them processed quicker. And again, the main goal is to get people back to work and get money in their pockets, because we all need that, right?
Right.
So that's our main goal, and that's what we're focusing on.
I mean, that's perfect, because we're just going to need, people are going to come out of this, and whether they're in the hospitality industry or they're in any industry, it may be something that they want to kind of change industry so that it's a little bit more stable, or kind of grow. And obviously those hospitality jobs will have to come back to, and we're just going to keep growing. But with that, Sandy, obviously new jobs coming about, but have you been hearing still from like manufacturing or industry that wants to still move or are still having plans to move to our area?
Yes, actually, I've been really surprised. We were very nervous. I remember before we began working some at home, I told Sherry, I said, this is not going to be good for economic development. And it really has stopped the travel. But I think with people being able to not travel and be in their office more, it's allowed them the time to actually sit down and look at their numbers and have time to return calls and ask questions. And we have had 5 new prospect calls while we have been out, and I have 1 tomorrow. And so, I have been really surprised, but I think it's just a good time. It's everybody's downtime because they can't travel, and the people that I speak with are usually people who travel a lot. So it has been really good for us. And it's been great to just be able to be here for our existing industry and have time to slow down, not be out of town all the time, and get to hear from them. And, also be able to work closely with South Carolina Department of Commerce and Rusty, SC Works. All of the companies, all of our partners, we serve all industries, even though our focus is manufacturing. We have a lot of partners from hospitality, and it's been great to just see how we can work together and provide assistance for them as well.
Yeah, it's definitely the 3 agencies here. You guys definitely support our entire community in a whole to keep growing and to keep moving forward and coming out on top for sure. So we're excited about everything. The STEM signing day is something really to look forward to. So we'll make sure we link to that, because that is something that's so new, and it's exciting because why would you not want to celebrate someone going into that field? It's just of a big deal as going into, committing yourself to a college for any kind of situation, whether it's athletics or not. And to kind of grow that side of
it's a celebration of our future workforce, and it's a testimony to that strong workforce pipeline that we have here.
Right. I really want to get from all of you is kind of how can the community help support you and your initiatives that you have coming forward? Like, EIleen, how can we help support, the academics in our area and kind of growing through that side?
As far as support, any resources you have that are online or even paper pencil, because we do have some rural school districts, please share that with me. Let me know, and I can push it out to our region, to the entire state. really that's our main one. The other point I will make is that we talk about schools, we talk about workforce pipeline. Our nonprofits make a big difference in our community. So if you can help support any nonprofits that are helping develop that workforce pipeline, whether it's Freedom Readers, Boys and Girls Club, the Village Group in Georgetown, they've all got needs. Some have wish lists. We've had Sheriff Jeff Benton. I know he was reading to children online. So there's every little bit can make a difference. You know, you've seen the food drives, book drives, school supplies, snacks. Get involved in our community. Our shelters, our animal shelters are in need. There's plenty of need, and it's who we are. You know, that's what makes us South Carolina strong. That's what makes us such a strong team here, is we support each other through a lot of those nonprofits that are developing that workforce pipeline so that our end result can be compassionate, intelligent graduates like West.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I think a lot of people don't remember that, you know, nonprofits, they thrive on the events that they hold. They thrive on the donations that people give. And in times like this, those events go to the wayside, or I've been participating in some virtually so that we can still kind of keep moving along what the initiatives that they have and support that they are giving to our community. So if you are home and you haven't been affected as much financially from this, I encourage you still to be able to give to these nonprofits for sure, because there is definitely a need, and you would have probably been out, you know, going to different events and spending the money on transportation or babysitters or, you know, an outfit to go out there, and you don't have to spend that extra money. You can use that as even furthering your donation that you would typically do. Rusty, how can we help get the word out to, you know, people in our community about what you guys are doing, and especially kind of, I mean, we'll link to some stuff on our page here so that people know that they can kind of come to you guys to kind of to help with their unemployment needs.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and I'll provide some information too, but definitely try to follow us on Facebook. SC Works Waccamaw is a good resource, and there's a lot of good information if you are someone who needs to file for unemployment, or if you're an employer who is maybe looking to file for their employees or has questions about what to do. So that's a good resource. Other than that, you know, start thinking about how we're going to open back up. So start thinking about your needs. If you're a business owner and you're looking to hire, then get in touch with us. We want to be that tool to use to connect you to the people. And we can do that in many different ways. We often do small hiring events in our center, or we can go out to your facility and assist you with hiring events. We can do pre-screening. So there are a lot of different things that we can offer you as a business owner to kind of save you time and energy. And you know what, with all the suffering from financial losses, you know, right now, what a great opportunity to maybe take advantage of some of the on-the-job training or paid internship opportunities, which can perhaps save your company a little bit of money while also training up a potential new employee. So we want you to keep that in mind, stay in touch with us, and just let us know what we can do to help you as you're moving forward.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I mean, learning that when the businesses go back in, if they do need to, when they're hiring new people, to get those grants to do the training, like on the job training that you guys kind of pay to train in your own facility, that will definitely help out, especially when they've been, you know, in a financial burden as they have been, to kind of grow and get new people on if they need to and continue to move that forward. So that's a great resource for them. Thank you. Sandy, how about you? You guys have a lot going on. I mean, I know that you guys are just constantly moving people into our area, but is there anything that our community can do to kind of help you guys, you know, grow that?
You know, I've really been thinking, and I think if we could find a toilet tissue manufacturer in our area, I'm going to add that to my recruitment list. But no, I mean, I just think if you have any questions or there's any way we can assist you, if you will reach out via our website. We are trying to post everything we're receiving from Rusty's group and Eileen's group on our webpage. And if you're looking for jobs, we usually have all of our manufacturing hired through SC Works. And if you have any questions about what we do, I'll be happy to help. And we hope that this will not slow down economic development for only a short period longer.
Yeah. Well, what from the sounds of it, it sounds like it's not, slowing it as, as much as we anticipate. I mean, you sit at home when you're working from home and you just feel like maybe, because I have not been out at all. I, stay home. I have 2 small children. My husband's the one that he's still going out to work. So he does the grocery shopping, everything. And I just feel like the whole world's closed around me when it's really not. There's a lot of businesses that are still, doing what they can and still manufacturing and still growing. So it gives me such hope that this is what, we had a group on last week, and one of the main things they said was hope. Just have hope that things are going to be great, have hope and believe. And with what you guys are all saying is it really gives me that hope and belief that we need. And especially Wes, with you and how you guys have been really able to grow that need and, kind of answer an issue that we had and, kind of move forward has been phenomenal. So for you, Wes, I guess we're just going to help reach out to other schools and stuff to get this keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. Any media helps. We're just trying to spread the word. If anyone doesn't have the means to 3D print these masks out, we do need assembly materials, and that's on the site too, that you can donate and send. Really, we're just trying to get through these next couple of weeks until the manufacturers can get their supply chains back up.
How long do you think before you have that FDA approval?
I'm not too sure. We got our first batch of 30 masks to MUSC about a week and a half ago, and they told us that was kind of the final step in the FDA approval process. And as long as that takes, I'm not too sure about all that.
Wow. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm sure. I was like, it's not something that you do on an everyday basis. So hopefully we'll all, cross our fingers and send some prayers up that that's going to be, to go quicker so that we can continue. Because this is not something that they only need right now. This is something that they need for forever. So, being able to solve a problem in the manufacturing side of things, that's awesome. All right, EIleen, any last minute words from you on how we can, grow and where we can find you and all the resources that you have, other than we're going to link to some of them here?
Sure. I think will you share my email, epatonay@sccommerce.com, if you've got ideas, resources. I do want to mention too that Wes did mention he took coding, that the South Carolina Department of Commerce offers free coding at sccodes.org. So while you're sitting home, you can be learning coding. Your children can go, your high school children can go online and learn a skill, a very valuable, marketable skill. So thank you. I'm proud to be part of Team South Carolina. And truly what you see here, we talk all the time. The constant collaboration is what will make us come out of this stronger and, like you said, full of hope.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I appreciate you guys all coming on. I know that you're very busy, so I'll let you kind of get back to your jobs at hand and growing our community. But I truly appreciate everything that you and your agencies are doing for our community to keep growing us forward. So thank you very much.
Stephanie, thank you. Let's give Stephanie a round of applause.
Thank you, Stephanie.
You guys are too sweet. This is why I bring you on. But I'm excited for these meetings with Extraordinary Minds, because you guys all give us such amazing information and kind of teach me as well along the way. So I appreciate it. And I hope everyone else, all our viewers, have been enjoying them. We have another edition on Thursday at 9:10 right here on our Facebook page. We are going to be talking to some marketing people that are experts in their field, and they're going to share with us kind of what some of the top businesses in our community are doing and how they have pivoted their marketing to kind of grow and to reach the people where they are. So until then, we'll say stay safe and make sure you link to all of these amazing people's businesses to get their resources. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.